Sooner or later, all relationships will come to a point of reckoning. This is the romantic stage where only the strongest loves survive. There are several theories about lasting love in relationships, all attempting to work out why some romances last forever while others fizzle out. One of the most famous theories comes from Dr. Helen Fisher, a neuroscientist and senior research fellow at the Kinsey Institute, and Dr. Lucy Brown, a clinical professor in neurology at the Einstein College of Medicine. The two have spent decades looking at what's really going on in the brains of people who have fallen in love and how that activity changes throughout a romantic relationship. According to Fisher and Brown, the timeline for every successful relationship can be broken down into stages: the euphoric stage, the early attachment stage, the crisis stage, and the deep attraction stage. Each one represents a significant emotional benchmark for how each partner feels about the other. And while making it through every stage is a clear indicator that a couple may have a strong foundation, it's the crisis stage that really determines whether a relationship is in it for the long haul. For those unfamiliar with the crisis stage, it refers to a time in a romance when a couple may start to move apart somewhat. It follows the first couple of stages, which are all about feeling a sudden rush of excitement and infatuation before growing closer and becoming attached to one another. During this third stage, those feelings maybe aren't quite as intense, and a couple may find the realities of life starting to affect their love. As licensed marriage and family therapist Elizabeth Earnshaw explained to Psych Central, as your relationship grows, your hormones will no longer be the driver of the feelings. Speaking with Very Well Mind, Brown explained that at some point in every relationship, each individual will begin to move apart from the other. Some continue to drift and others reconnect, but only couples who have successfully made it through a crisis will then be able to move on to the final stage of their relationship. Of course, relationships move at different paces, so for some people, this may happen over the course of years. Regardless, it must happen to keep things serious. Brown explained, "You need a crisis to get through and to be able to talk about it together. You've both grown and changed." As all relationships are different, what happens during the crisis stage of a relationship can vary heavily. This stage can relate to an actual crisis, such as the loss of a loved one or a betrayal, where the partners need to work together to get through a hardship. Alternatively, it can come in the form of major life changes, such as someone getting a new job or moving to a new city. It may also be the point in a relationship where a couple chooses to have children, one of the most significant life changes anyone can go through. Because these situations present couples with new challenges, they can really put a relationship to the test. These tests can be both practical, such as figuring out how they're going to afford a new child or new place, or deciding who's going to quit their job to care for the family. However, they can also be emotional, like being there for your partner when they're grieving. Experts believe that if you're able to survive these changes and whatever fights that come with them, it ultimately brings you closer to the other person. Unfortunately, many couples fail to make it through that period.
You wouldn't know what it's like to be her angel. To have that love for her, be there forever, through anything.
The crisis stage is also when people break down their walls and reveal parts of themselves they've never shown. Major challenges like this can bring to light serious compatibility issues that may have been overlooked during the initial stages of the relationship. Although every relationship is unique, one thing they all have in common is that they require some level of work from both parties. For some people, getting through the crisis stage could be as straightforward as making a conscious effort to let your partner know how much you love them and want to be with them. As Elizabeth Earnshaw told Psych Central, when hormones are no longer the biggest driver in a relationship, partners need to choose to continue being an active participant in supporting the relationship and each other. Marlena Del Hierro, a licensed counselor, added that showing your partner how much you appreciate them and giving them attention and affection can be a great way to progress past a crisis. As she put it, the strongest tip to actively choose love is to choose to look at the gratitude in a relationship. And of course, maintaining open communication about your feelings is also essential, even if you're not at your best. As psychologist and relationship specialist Dr. Zofia Jaskowska told Healthline, being open and honest about one's thoughts and intentions about the relationship itself in the future can restore or newly create a sense of safety.